Okay, so the action on radio is what I give to you anytime you see me sitting like this here on Sammy Flex TV. And because I know sometimes you are so busy during the day, you don't even get time to listen to what we do on radio, I have introduced this particular segment called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. Here what I do is whatever we did on Xylophone 102.1 FM on a special program called Showbiz Agenda, I give you all the highlights. I know you might not have time to listen to all the 3-hour program, so what I do is I come down, call my team, and we say the people would want to hear this, they want to see this, we piece them together for you to enjoy. It is called the highlights of Showbiz Agenda. So today's episode is going to give you one of such, taken from Xylophone FM's Showbiz Agenda. All that you have to do is to sit, relax, enjoy, and still get the moment just as it was live on radio. I did this with my team led by Digital Rasta Currency, Richie Flex, Ya Lapiji, Nana Reagan, and Team Dodu Solomon, aka Chamo, and MC Berima as well. Now you have to relax, and anytime you want to know what is happening on Xylophone FM, this is what you have to do. Subscribe to this channel, Sammy Flex TV, get all the updates, and even if you are not able to listen to what we do on radio, you get a chance to watch it here on Sammy Flex TV later. Enjoy the moment, and you can always share your comments with us here on the show. Enjoy, and let's do more. We out. Sure, you would consider this song as one of the songs that made magic for the new patriotic party, that is the NPP. And we're going straight to do some 1 or 2 discussions with some influential people during the campaign period. And I'm going to start talking to Socrate Safo. And I know Socrate Safo is one big name in our arts industry. Anytime you talk about Socrate Safo, then you should know we are talking creative arts industry. And we're going to ask him that after the win, what is next for our industry? What is going to be happening? You guys should expect so many good things happening in the creative arts industry. Meanwhile, Way Otin, aka Justice Otin, has also put out a post that I would want us to consider. Otin has listened to some of the victory songs put out by our artists, and he thinks that most of these songs are baller. He says, "Dear NPP musicians, some into brackets, please stop the SHITTY victory songs." I hope you know the word. SHITTY victory songs. They are very bad and not well produced. Victory songs are not by force. You people don't take your time, just rushing to be recognized. No wonder we are never taken serious. Please put some value on your craft. It says, "Dear NPP musicians, some of you though, please stop the SHITTY victory songs. They are very bad and not well produced. Victory songs are not by force. You people don't take your time, just rushing to be recognized. No wonder we are never taken serious. Put some value on your craft." Okay, so let me go straight to the point. Socrate Safo has joined us. Let's do this together. Good morning once again.
Good morning, boss.
Yeah, that's a affair. A homani mo ada ha ye betimi ato ankomo ne so. Na me ka say congratulations na mama juma energy a mo de share agronym na nye easy. But minim say ya de yawie na yawie no e basa na fe ya back to ya agro ayedi. Ye movie twamu ye nwum tuo mu sene ye ba behwe no. So far mo amudi animu no. Yenya hope be said this time round there. Mo be man near ma mo kan no abamu ana.
Well, like I say, already in the same year, my car in Indiana, now you go to a young woman. In yeah, that's what so. Now you didn't say, America clear that anymore, not because from where I sit, sometimes I am with you, say, first and foremost, I am an industry person.
Exactly.
I still have my investment in the industry. So if the theaters are completed, if the cinema halls are working, don't forget I have an interest even in the cinema hall.
Exactly.
And but sene ya mo come on some to do na ama adwuma na ayedin kakra ma yen. Wow. Na me tie mo conversation no. Moving forward, I think that Sammy, I'm pleading with you. let's take this opportunity now. Your war will media no a bit serious. Miss Remo, the Bianacasi Makoy say Joseph, I will fail fee. I know how some of these conversations on the media are affecting decisions that are being taken and how politicians sometimes also see us. Because we joke, kid, and me who say American, yeah, the money dear grow too much. Me here we also yeah, baby politics not on China, yeah, focus on your entertainment. We no.
Dabi, part of train. Yen creative art for say me sure say obe expect say Sammy ni bedi na do achibiem.
No. Oh, okay, in that line. Oh, okay. Matthew was here. Not thought say, can about the media say.
Dabi. Me say, they see aboa my campaign we. Yeah, baba yeah, juma music and entertainment movies na se for no. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Then I understand. But I will also plead with you say, mu amukita platform no. At least munche program no mu one half of it always let's discuss the politics of the arts. Your course over from all our challenges, development in will come from the political side, and I say, maybe monetary gamma. What am I here? When you are not discussing or asking of the theaters, and you are discussing or say or the bus echo your friend saying
Barbados, yes.
Come on, we will spend about an hour discussing that. Hey, you see, at the end of the day, the business on the ground, and the sofa. One who stadium, I do not want to see a mass sports for. All over, AstroTest, all over. But that money, I see one AstroTest could have built one, your friend is saying, dome. You bet me you senior, I bet me concept in all these districts. What am I here? Good. In the mestre, from where we sit, I said I feel like Moses in the house of Pharaoh. Because of the way you discuss it, when the time we spend in discussing things at M1 industry, you folks say, sometimes folks say, well, no, I'm 40, but almost here we are. Development there, and I say, at the end, at the industry, Meanwhile, these same people, the industry need try there. The same people who are listening to you will also benefit. And sometimes some of these serious issues, it depends on how we discuss it. That will also draw or attract the same listeners, our more draws What am I saying? So I don't believe that all that they are interested in is those frivolous, excuse my language, issues. No. They are also interested in the good issues or the serious issues, but sometimes it depends on how we present it. As we sit now, we are pushing for one district, one, your friend is saying, recording studio, which is so easy to do. It is one of the key things that you're implementing. That is not even in the manifesto, but in line with doing the, how do you call it, the 3 recording studios, we are also pushing. What will it take for us to have a studio in Teshi that is going to record Teshi for Mashimo and Niemano? They don't have the money to, how do you call it, pay the recording session, But the government can invest in that studio. And these guys can go there. And you know what it's going to do? Through the Commission on Culture, it is going to preserve these indigenous music. Every region and I say district, we are our indigenous music. What are we doing to sustain it? If we don't record them and put them on tape, these are some of the things we need to be discussing. And the more we discuss, me, Socrate, I'm going to push for it. I'm going to push to every corner. But the person who is the final decider, but how we discuss it, how we push it, how we lobby for it, will trickle down to the person to know, say, oh, okay, I do okay here. How much is it? But who that's now, like I say, In the media, I'm pleading with you. let's change the narrative. Let's change it. Let's use the media positively for the industry. There's a lot we can do. If you and I, we come together, we do a little research. And this is one of also the challenges we have. Because sometimes, and some people why you discuss here, it's not coming or it's not based on any facts or research and CDB. It's based on emotions or personal perceptions. No, they are custom no arguments with no big sentence and at the end of the day, the whole argument is lost. If I plead with you, I beg you, my brother. We are going to do a lot. I know where we have come from and I know how far we have gotten to with some of these things. But it will take you to also put it on the table. Let's discuss this. Let's push it. Don't forget, there's difference between the politics and the governance. NDC, NPP knows how to govern, but they don't do politics. What do I say? NPP. I'm saying it. I say NPP knows how to govern, but they don't do politics. Okay. What is the difference? NPP will look at what is right, not caring how it's going to affect somebody. But sometimes, we also need to push a little so that the politics can also be considered. That is where you and I should come together to push for it.
Great point so far. Many sure say many Socrate be back and forth to be and they can't send because and some people are me some questions kakra bisa.
No, Sammy. Bring the questions. Let's deal with it.
Yeah, funny say baby.
Yeah, politics. No, you're defeated on John Dumelo.
Me hose medru ho. Yeah, funny say baby. I can say Barbados. Say yan so industry no. And Sammy be wo ho a we den enti free mu because a free mu a ma ye industry no enye se enema ye no. We are creative people, and when it comes to creativity, sometimes obi because creativity is madness. Enti one hwa de obi ye na offense eye nsem hu no e bia na ono so or the nya benefit from elsewhere as a madness no na contributing to that. Enti as much as say meti wase say e bia ebi mu ye ni bebre no eno so yentimi nyi free mu nkwanti e bia oka no waka nie na nkoye say wa obeka bibia waka nsem hu da bi because menim say one kasa Socrate safo kra so what na sa platforms bi bebre asan semi a okan ye discuss bia ma so waka bi.
Yes, sir. Me pacho, utie mi ameka say yenche emre ni mu mienu. What am I saying? Me ka yenche emre ni mienu. But man ka say discuss Barbados bus, Barbados by bus no. Man ka say discuss. Me say yenche emre ni mu mienu.
Oh yes, and the all kind. Enti me gidi say na all kind e ya futu a yen nyina ye be hwe na enema mo koso yen nyina betimi ade asua de mu. Na the next thing here research our kind also a very very important. Na omo be ye research ni na wie mo a mudi anim no se mudu na mo share difficulties a aya say na mo conversation o kan say bi say omo take decisions na omo nte ase. Enti ya research na wie dia man fan say mo betimi ni omo akokasa no mudu na say omo nte ase I have ways be na multiple convention because I don't think say also omo ka say Socrate safin na pan for be presenti way to yanim ba ye tie radio na omo kan bibi nti no de omo kan nti de omo de abeto yanim na papa no de radio for ne kan ye beti nti enye menya sure sisa na o say ye ana o ne menya adwen sa.
You see ofo say and say yes sir na mo san so na tie.
Wow.
What am I here? Baby, I'll see what you see eh? You think you are just talking, but I can tell you are being monitored. All that we are saying is being recorded. After your show, a report will be made. What am I here? I'm telling you, I'm giving you a fact.
Sure.
So everything that you say there, is being recorded, is being monitored, and a report is made out of it. Okay, so Krokuman say, "Ebe can be this yeah, the studio being in the more push anymore. And the studio near here, and your studio near here. Okay.
Mekai pa.
Good. Meanwhile, no, not a segment of engineers. The echo say, oh, we also need that studio to boost the quality of our songs. And in arriving at that decision, no, they took into consideration all the small your friend is saying now will be when the corner now the more use the arguments, you know. All those things have been factored and all that. Then they arrive say, oh, okay, let's do it because of ABCD. It's not about here go be a studio near way, but a home fast one year. You got some people who argued against it. Meanwhile, technically, you know, you are not in the studio to even correct them. You meet them behind the scenes. When you correct them, say, oh, wow, sir. Oh, okay. I feel the Matthias here. Wow. But no, it's not radio, so I'm rubbish here, you know. And to be where you know, propose the analysis be different at that year consider no. When these reports are sent across, oh, I don't know, means instead of the person calling you behind the scenes and say, I dear way I will can in Cassani Yano, and I didn't say, oh, yes, I know. Or no found say, or no, say, and you know, the best way to rubbish you for everybody to see, say, or no, more intelligent, more inclined to the industry, who know, is to come on air and rubbish whatever you are saying. They do it, and you can say it's technically flawed, and it is also on ignorant points from where you started from. He has also not had the opportunity to even engage you. The forum or wherever that discussion was taken, he was absent. Because some of these things you can't call everybody. And somebody may by all means be absent. The fact that he was absent, he will not take the opportunity first to come and consult and ask for clarification first, but will just jump in and then rubbish it. He will get followers. And you see, your attitude be, the moment somebody take leadership on, he gets supporters. Let somebody who be as your friend is saying, how do you call it? As a host, your pundits, I couldn't take you on. There is a tendency within us for he to get more supportive to deal with you.
Okay.
And that thing is not helping us in this our industry. But in other jurisdictions, when somebody don't understand, he will first consult. He will not come out. But we have the luxury of the microphone before us. So we are quick to make noise. These are some of the challenges I've observed.
A good point. Mejidi say yina ya koso ya besua send ya okay na ya timi ya nyama right, because yina pay growth. We all want development in the industry. And to say ni be ya ma growth na bad ya, why not? Ya mkoso. Na Socrate
one example part of quick one.
Okay, mami, I got two questions.
Well, say yenya sikabi ma 5-pack 4. Yomo films.
Yes.
Good. You got some of the filmmakers who don't know how we arrive at the amount we give the people, because you come, we have a meeting and it's on tape. We recorded it. O budget ya me budget ya 90,000. O kita scan be. O this say make it be. O kita make it 55,000. Oh, okay. O kita 55,000 and 90,000. No, ya be more account, because we said say we have to support you. These are technicalities. We explain everything to them. After giving them the money, we got the same film for because that's the radio. So, and the Sika West and Modiama Weno, and it's kind of Mukodi, and I'm betting the idea. And you know, you have some of the board members who approved the deal, listening into that program. And they were going to meet and say, Nasika now, photography, you know, San or Mokau. And yes, we did some. What am I saying? But the same people no more complain. No. I remember I rushed to one radio station, and I can mention the name, Happy FM. We had a conversation behind the scenes with some of the people complaining after all the noise on radio. And they had to admit that, oh, okay, Yantenesa. Meanwhile, I call on radio, so we are rubbish. The following day, the speech that went on the CEO, and yes, more. I don't know what you're saying. Meanwhile, this was something that we've worked out for some producers. The following 10, then the next one, the next one. Meaning, this is what we've been doing to ourselves.
Good point. Now, so one point is what I'm a person who said, said during the campaign, your creative art industry and now you're supporting our various parties, no clashes kakra by some statements were made against each other here and there. And then yaba back to jumamu jumai. Say say should be amanaba be movie. Na say ebeda mu amudi NPP and nim more creative art industry no more. Mobeti me afro bit say John Dumelo say o mra me movie ni bi. Knowing say on our this side. So
in the heat of the moment, no ni mobu am nene bonko papa.
Dabio.
But one beautiful thing I see about politics is politicians are more intelligent than you think. And I'll commend we the artists now our politics mono. I'll commend us because to tell you we are more united, we are more, I don't know how to put it, a better word to use. Because when we come and we finish our politics, we all go and sit down, we eat together, we tease ourselves, we talk and all that. And I can tell you a whole lot of things. People from our colleagues from the other side who have expertise in various fields. No, Resoma was getting gigs. Sadiq, year of return. Sadiq got gigs. Creative arts, forum. Our National Theatre, okay, Do you know the one who was giving us some technical assistance?
No.
Ola Michael.
Okay.
And this I didn't need the empacho. They be a catcher say, Obiba the catcher say, as a politician, not in the art. That's a Muslim who.
Oh yeah, sure.
Some of them, massa. This is Muslim who. Some of them use it to blackmail the politicians to just take money from them. We've told you, we've all come out. I was on the program with John Dumelo. He said it that after saying, even Mr. Beautiful, this I don't know, a case because we NDC for no, and I'm saying, no, I'm on your phone because I'm saying, no, now.
Yeah, no count.
I don't know, man, because of a politician, I call a politician here and Casino. I don't say, sometimes when they are saying some of these things, no, just verify. Film, no. Just how do you call it? He was in the movie.
Yeah, I saw him.
Because matter, no the infant to cry is not a problem.
Okay.
We are more intelligent than how some of them are making us look like. And Sadiq, I was with Sadiq. We talk on phone. Sadiq will call. We will discuss certain things. And maybe I see misunderstanding. You discuss it. Automatically, Resoma will call, we will talk, and then maybe call here, Charlie Rex, I deal with the Charlie Motion, you, Munyan. So that is what we've been doing. Between me and John Dumelo, I've said it several times. John Dumelo is one of the best actors we have in Ghana. Any day, any time. But when it comes to the politics, he is representing a sector, I believe, they cannot, when given the opportunity, they cannot do anything. And the records are there to show. And in the case of John Dumelo, we were not going to vote for somebody to represent the creative arts.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we were not looking for somebody who is going to represent creative arts. No. He is a creative artist who was going to represent us through a government that we feel is incompetent. That is the whole issue.
see. Now, Socrate, after ye crano, yenimsa ya to a baby, ye better feed the binya umbeko cinemas akoe movies. Cinemas asemi after ye bet me can want some giddy ama oma because minimsa obitsa kobirana obabe premiere in the movie Christmassy. Says ya to cinemas minimba bi ode kompo. Menini di komo do ba menim ba bi odeko eti ato ba wie ya start ya dwuman kobira na start premiere movie minisa do na beto aso cinema sensami mo ka ho asemsen mo a mo ben panifo ne powers yi
Sammy makachiro say ya shanko be asi me kai it is in me so kesafo my business interest that even the cinemas will be open what's my here and I know moves in Myanmar, and even some people who share will be to say some of the people like we see Ajima and Myanmar, they have family business interest in Myanmar. So it's not as if we are happy sitting back and agreeing to some of the things, but they have their technical considerations. Wow. And I yensu so MY. Mother, let me give you an example. One Snap Cinema. We pushed for consideration, say, allow a Nieman and Kosovo. All my comedy show in Nieman. All that we promised to do in terms of the protocols. People get inside. The organizers don't care even to check nose mask. They don't even check sanitizer. What will it cost you? The people go and sit inside. Instead of making sure, say, and spread your
distance.
And let's use these things and tell the powers that be, make an argument to the powers that be, say, look at us. We are even doing better than you, your political campaign, your friends and organizer. Organizers and form. And the Nipponians are more better inside this one. Almost calling to radio stations in Yamano. The same person I got inside. Often knows mass Nicrampo, Shakrampono, if you say so, and you be Amano. And so we are also part of the problem. Whilst we are making the push. You think when we go to meetings that our minister, yes, minister, and she's a cabinet minister. And when we push and push and push, we also know that we are not to push it through. Yet you advise and so on. Also, any some of the counter things that is going on. Anytime you go and sit in that theater, always remember that you are not. There are people monitoring. There are people monitoring what is going on.
Mekai last Snap Cinema about be whisper into my ears. Asema okay.
Yes. And these reports are taken. And you know, some money be why and also affecting the decision. But about no be acting and one say, and here comedy show crime bona. Please, you separate your home distance, social distance. You again, and you no smart. You share. Me kata yes, you also be calling or another counter. And you say, mean and some American and so on. What people say, I can see American Minfan so on. Campaign, almost no smart. Yes, you see, but when I walk party, and ubikita. Sometimes there's a way you must go about it to even get what you want. And it won't cost us anything. It won't cost us anything to do it. See, it's not near social distancing, near nose mask. Or because nose mask, not the above, or the above to do Mupano. What besides the answer away, or on to answer away, nose mask. And it should take some of the MCs to constantly remind us, and some of the ushers to also go and remind. You remember at Snap Cinema, sometimes I have to go around personally, even insisting that people should put on their nose mask. Because I know how it's going to affect the next program. I know how it's going to, and the owners and I say the management of the place, how the reports, how it also affects them. And even here, I do my way there, and we versus them. It is all of us. Fortunately, we have a good government in place, a listening government. I beg you, I'm pleading with you, all of you. Let us put that attitude of knowing better. Unfortunately for you, some of us are those in place. Our doors are always open. Our doors are always open. Tomorrow, in the far future, when your government comes to power, you will also be in the same position. I remember when NDC was in power. I got up one day and I went to Jifa Gomashi's office. I said, Jifa, for all this, I can see things are not going on. What can I do? And I worked with Jifa. There were things that went on. I will never say it anywhere against her or against her office because that was personal. But I know the challenges Jifa was facing in that office. Some of the same industry people who were working against Jifa Gomashi. Some industry people who were working against Jifa Gomashi. I saw it all. In our case, the same thing is happening to us. The same thing is happening to us. If we don't stop, if we don't change, it will help us. We won't go anywhere. I've said it severally that, look, this industry, if you don't understand us, you will either frustrate us or we will frustrate you.
Yeah, that's true. You've been saying that.
Yeah, I've been saying it always. If you are a leader and you don't understand us, either we will frustrate you or you will frustrate us. And that has been one of the challenges. Because who minister office no be and send no. So minister, any confidence in you to even ask you for you to explain. And sometimes when you explain and you know that you've said the truth, not to others that so why are your people like that? Why are your people like that? We saw Aseku, we saw Babra. We've had the same challenges with them because of our own people. Some of them who believe that they are more intelligent than you, even the appointees. But when it comes to even your friend is saying, the movie have 2 scales, the person don't weigh even 1 ounce out of your 100. When it comes to technical know-how, contribution to the industry, and even experience in the industry, the person comes nowhere near you. But you have the guts to go and rubbish whatever you are saying based on experience and some technical, your friend is saying, be a war. It is the biggest challenge we have in this industry. And if we want to move on, let us stop. Me, I have the experience with Jifa Gomashi. Call Jifa and she will tell you. I walked to her office. Void of politics, I told her, let me help you with this, do that. It got to a point, I told Jifa, at this point I cannot continue with you, but any advice you want, because it looks like I'm giving you some political advantage. And I just said here. Yeah.
Sok, thank you. And I pay only akasa. Ye bompa ise ebe koso sene yakana na yengina yetimi enya enkoso ewo industry ni no bia eho ato no. Enti yebeda ase na mepam no ba studio na yetimi ato ankomo ne so yie pa.
Yo, but monso na say mon frɛ kra mpo biem. Mo ba yimi afiri mu.
Oni jatan to asankomo ne so. Why? Wadaroma.
Yo.
What is next for the industry? Because we've seen their contribution in the campaign. Yahoo say omunyina afi obia de ne ho ahye agronim. They say ya to abana wie. Yenso enkampo a NPP for no munya more celebrities supporting them.
Yes, it's
from
almost.
both music and movies.
Yes.
And then you demanded from them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ban. Now it will start from Omo and those who were
closer to them.
Now, one of the things that I was thinking about yesterday was the same energy you saw in sending the message to the masses. And the Usher Prince David say Socrate from one station to the other, speaking about the creative arts and the NPP, what they are in to do for us. I expect them say to use the same energy
to get the result. Because you see, 4 years ago, and yet
nipa enyi and you be show receipt at this year. This year boys are vigilant. Na ko pardon boys go school. Into boys adwem ebie. Boys, yes, boys are beginning to be accountable. Boys are trying hard to put you on your toes if you are going wrong, regardless of who you are. And there, people think say as Sammy Jenfiso Antino, any council to me Kasa.
No, that guy, he's a great guy.
Very intelligent young man.
He's a great guy. Every party needs a Sammy Jenfi. Forget about those who say he's arrogant. Yeah, arrogant. There's an nipa bibre or NPP moms are arrogant.
Exactly. But Kromano, if he say, we answer. So a certain Kobiche, I'm young.
Your friend of gerontocracy.
Yes, I'm young. But if Socrate Safo don't go hard at NPP for them to deliver their promises, I don't expect you to sit somewhere to say, oh, now we crawl bad abeng. Me buy hinche, but period and now who follow NPP now. Okay, said this is what they are going to do. No, I followed keenly. So the same energy now, movie guys, Prince David say, the same energy no use to making sure say the NPP will come to power and they will do whatever thing they've promised. They should use the same energy because you see the same energy and push it. Now, certain things are feelings. I will say certain bills and some pass certain. Infrastructure, certain structures. I say, to me a building my end cinemas and sign man within these 4 years. Say Prince David say all these guys, all those guys, Samini, to me and push and lobby. Achieve something for the creative artist. Will be sad for Socrate and the likes to come back to also beg us, or for us to give them the listening ears. Because I'm a kind of creative art, politics course campaign course I can say all their artworks were from creative
documentaries,
people. Documentaries were from actors, actor, video, graphic designer, photographers, everything was being documented by the creative art space people.
Hey,
Mr.
Socrate abonkomo. Socrate abonkomo. Early days yet, but abonkomo. To us where.
Answer remember Socrate the other son. They said the American. Creative arts from penny phone. Socrate in the cahono. I'm making sure say at this point, they will work extra hard because mind you, 4 years ago, the NPP can say, say I'm a creative art. So you ask yourself, in going forward, what is the Socrate Safo and the Makokureko on these people? What are they going to do in going forward? Now they need to also sit down to scrutinize. Who say, then a man buyer in Penufu, to me, I yet dia now some your man. A young as creative art people. A sikasem young common yen in a year and I then buy. They need to sit down to have a scrutiny. Say last year, then buy. Now you transfer okay this year.
Metie Socrate Safo interview ni year. As I know the who is a problem to do now young industry for now, especially using the discussions we do on radio and TV as an example. Okay.
Intino mesre say omon transfer mark ne dom omon transfer because at the end of the day even though they are acting like politicians they still come back to the creative arts.
Of course. Say Socrate go see a movie.
Yes, a movie producer.
Okraku man go see a music
exactly.
Producer.
It is say politics need to trim too much. Your best review.
Core duties
we ignore. No man who say, oh, you're also acting like you're society and you're politicians. Meanwhile, you're a politician, but you are coming from creative art because maybe you are probably affiliated to NPP. You are fighting for the creative art industry. The conversation should be more of the creative arts and what can be achieved. Again, to NPP, said they are mark and creative art for Yabeka Montia Moso Ejemoa. Because I'm sure say Mark and Dom will present a lot of list, a lot of stuff Proposal say yes. So NPP no as a listening government say they are Socrate kind no. So almost ntie their creative as foreign car. Ebo ba na make no yenyi 4 years we kasa me man yo ya san ma mo chance.
4 more
to do more. Asamba 1 year na it means clearly say you are ignoring the creative art space. Mufi yakra. And you say edidija so ema
omuna
enenam. It's your best.
Ba ni edidija wa no omuna wanim.
Inti say eye talking bi no mo so omu nche ne ye. Because ya kasa nyina no obi benya kakra. In this NPP no so mo ma bia so creative art ska bi se mo fanye say ye ma musica ye ma gam say na say ska ni nyina so ye de hye nipa ba akonsa na anko right quarters a eno so e de asembeba
so omo cry how omo ye campaign no mo diska na man for some fan koye adwuma no man fan nya campaign ikotia o in the same way
exactly
omo so diska ma industry do no man fan money papa na mo man fan ba be essence of the run
this kama obo ye say obo anhwe ska no so ye no we blame who
the government
as well it's the best mo say this can so ma right quarters no mo fa ko hwe na nko individual no man ko tra so na ska no ayeden anhwe because ebia me ka say oko America the force is the creative art. America is powerful. America because we've watched in movies. Nigeria for culture in movies. So I don't know why. I don't know what is preventing like the government to really take the creative art serious. And I'm kind from the onset. Omo graphics, omo yene, omo video, ne, omo adomi nyina no. Hey, creative funny, yeah. So if you want to just undermine the creative art, I think this is the time they have to really work hard. Now let me address certain issues at Socrate kind. I was expecting him say, when Mr. to ask him say, since power no, what measures are you going to do or employ to making sure say they are going to do it?
Oh, me sure say me beside me man kind of measures say now open. Na all kase enemo maka nyina omo beye. Now no san to bray say in their bid say omo convince the powers that be wo fie so omo nye ne mamom no yense betena platforms so a ye kasa ye kan ye hwe ni yi because omo ko kan de so omo kan ne betena platforms ne yan kan ni yi omo betie yen na ka ko say omo ne ma no
mesre Socrate any dominant pen for the creative art no say they should work extra hard. Because Socrate, the energy all you saw no pay no some few months ago, then you had the same energy because probably now things were not working. It is sharing omonya power no, so the body language and how he's speaking, that energy will go up. Or you see the same energy. Now, okay, media na no, and I think I agree with him to some extent.
Okay. Because
so about politics, about health sector, you hear ministers, people in the health space discussing serious health issues. I draw more attention, health minister attention about road. To be discussing road issues about the sport. To be sport. Saska movements and the black stars and the black race are suffering. Then they finally respond to them. So I think in the creative space, they are kind of to me, entertainment, but a little bit of issues regards to gamro music, any sign man, your system structures, what they can do. I think also your content radio. So we as people, we must also hammer there. See, yes, we are boho. And again, sometimes, Mr. Ban, I'll also and you and your producers and your team say, Socrate, let's also work extra hard to getting some people in the ministries who work for the creative arts and tourism to respond to some of the issues
beyond the mark
inside because we take conversation now. Always let's call Socrate. Always let's call Mark. Always let's call these people. Then we leave the people who are supposed to even give because you see.
But is it can you wrong? So I quite say artist no friend manager.
And because but the information say to be a person in total. Let's try and get closer to the doorstep.
Because I know some of the people you are talking about. Same way when you reach them because say your mom we mu say enkomo bi amonio mu ni na amonio mu di e be ba ye nchen. Because they think you are breaking protocol. And you know it's a good advice. I'm sure say we have to do it. But okwa saying na aya a type
because they said they make an sport it me call sport minister deputy sport minister be a secretary or a sport ministry organizer it they call them direct yeah can say be so sorry to say danku yabueka committee until let's call danku yabua it sometimes it passes them so let's call direct, and again let's also try and do more investigations because we are media people, you know, most of us also assume they say they are Socrate cannot. Let's also go to the field and do some personal investigations. And media people, I think it's entertainment, you know, because we are entertainment, you know, we also sometimes play the fun out of it. But if you go the extra mile to move to their corteses to investigate, ask more questions, organize press conferences. Imagine organizing the media, organizing press conference to face the government with regards to creative art space. That would be awesome. Addressing issues. Sammy this press conference, Sammy addressing issue. Those from the modeling agency, sculpture, or be a canasem. So they should be frequent, and they should buy this idea. There should be frequent press conference from the creative art industry to directly speak to the government. Because sports for to me organize a press conference. How to me that is a creative art industry. You organize a press conference to address the issue to the government. And imagine say this year and going forward, this 4 years, so organize it every quarter, like 3 months or I don't know how
every quarter.
Like every quarter piano. Creative art conference and yet musicians for one we can turn make up to work hard and address our issues. Media houses for look at the power that this thing will go. And again, we shouldn't try and fight individuals. Let's try and fight the system.
Good point.
Because always the conversation will go like, oh, and a Socrate and you say, and a way and a mark and you say, and a small mark and a DJ where you say, and a presenter where you say, and I say. The agenda should be a just system. No?
Meanwhile, a system namu nipana.
Exactly.
Like someone said, no one is born a criminal. It is the society.
System no.
Society that breeds criminals.
What I say? Radio kasa. Let's. I mean, champions say system. Yambo system no so. Say a fighter system na. They have no choice than to also follow the masses and work towards the system. Now, Osa can be says cinemas. Sabi overpaying from a bonnie, and also acquiring also going from a bonnie. Say no smacks. Say we should comport ourselves.
Observing social distancing.
Observing to no. I was here and son and penny phone. Oh, Uncle Socrate. I honor me fi say one kasa ye. Because a young penny phone show as leaders, no. Political campaign. I'm on conference no smacks. They are jubilating. I'm campaign tree. Where you say? Now I can say because me here cinema intino. Me try say me say it is good, yeah, but we should fight I'm no leaders, no. And you can't blame the ordinary Ghanaian. In as far as we are taking that precaution, lead the opinion no say fellow Ghanaians. Wear this, do this, no, or no, say yeah. In 2 times, say because my father is doing this, I should also do it. And again, my last submission. This point now, the government is taking the creative art for granted. No, I want to call upon musicians, those who have the influence, those who have the numbers. So look at how that validated the NPP. And then I can tell for a fact there are a lot of Sac Nation people. Oh, and I said, whom am I?
Let me also go support.
And that also influenced a lot of Sac Nation, and I'm sure some people who are really into Sac. That should tell you how powerful the creative art is. Samini eka nana boyaka. Washa see no yakola yenim no uni no hifa. Wow.
Oh, so pa was fiani ho ade.
Any day I mean that was just on the flip side. Hey, flip. Flip flop. Wow. Say I'm sure say Samini nyom no influencing crofo bebre.
Yeah.
And from the other camps, great tampon stage piano
even Prince David Osen and Crawford.
Yes.
BB Bright more.
If imagine these people are going to be true to themselves and also fight the system. When the NPP is going wronger, imagine the change that will cause. Imagine Socrate tweeting or Shatawal, all these people using their influence to say that, Charlie, yes, we love NPP, we love the creator, we love it, yes, Nana, we love you, but this is wrong. Imagine that mouthpiece, all of them coming together to tweet and even compose songs about it. That will change the narrative. So the creative art industry, from bloggers to presenters to model, whichever way, like the press conference that I said, we should try and let's organize press conferences. The musicians who have the powers, the bloggers, if things are not going well, let's also investigate. Let's post. Let's tell the world that this is happening, this is wrong, so that we can put them on their toes. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Started on a positive note. Right after that declaration, you started to Tony Amaye. Thanks to Socrate Safo for talking to us, and thanks to Kobiche for starting the agenda. You need that ho. Remember, you need to have that ho for long. Yeah, to us, yeah, I don't know.
I say we the mood do so bad.
And see a becara.
No be no on more than sa benkumbe point in the papa fee.
Oh yes, I'm poor now on your papa.
Crowway, Adia Macassi, he and I ye pie and chirimu. Upia idea one chirimu by Yenima. Bra,
but so Obia, sorry, not me, shall you do me for
Kuna Yetimuno? Upia idea one chirimu. But a Juman and a year seminal.
Okay, yeah, chirimu de chirimu ye.
Ghana, Ubia Manua.
Obia Emmanuel.
Obia Emmanuel. Bibia Obi was sending us a sort of but a Jumane that form and a manual no son tally. Share, bra, your problem, your friend, bra penny, Casa or Kenyano. Problem and starting fee on no so. Sabe, say, who knew fear or your father? Maybe son say. Said the be asa wo ba bebe fie said da me pesika no eno na yesa wo tete wo ba na ye industry ni nyina ye na aban ma yesika nkoma ye di wa ha ne ne ode hya ase nyina ye sika aban be ma yen. Nobody's really talking about policies. Afe na wo kire me say wo kosi studio esi Sunyane ansa ne ye nya quality music from Sunyane anasa ye ma usika. Na wabehu obi te say me kwase ate say me no aka kire me say ma misika na me de ye bibi nti wo na wo one benefit ya na efi wo. Your problem is way above what really is on the table, and your giant problem na ma enkrofo a omunim nchiremu. Why? Because Ghana pe been there done that. Wakọ ho abantu onim na esi wo ho. Wakɔ aba nti ewu hia sɛ me mekɔ hɔ ni ɔno fi hɔ bɛ kan ye no ɛno na me de bɛyɛ adwuma ɛno ne yɛtemu no me kai maka wa hada me tie program bi akosio Japan ɛwɔ Plus FM kasa ne na bufuo nyina ne sɛ ya masika ɛna sɛ sika no must be shared. Problem is that if you ɔno like ajumtufobi by ansana my sister one baby if you know problem na adidi abama obia obi osio or person bua kuro we and say your industry up or wadwini bi odebe bua bia no me wadwini ba mumfa sikambra ye nya adwini esi hopi se adwini no ye de ye adwuma enampa adwini na ye adwuma me bra kasa be kasa hwam bebre we no. Yeah, many ya adwene wo bebre ho. Why? Because sa na sese etie. Na o kasa kire me because sa na sese etie. Last 4 years mitie no. Okasa say ya. I won't come to the movies because minim nearby ye twa movie. But ontimi nso mma menwum to aside and so and feel so betimi aka me problem. Aya one art but your problems in ye different. Telling me say we see studio amame ewo Sunyane na Kufurudua na Hefa one region one studio. It's like telling how like us musicians how dumb we are.
Opache say idea of
that idea is just finding something to tell me
one district one studio no.
Yes, meti akra nti Opache say Usi studio one okay better studio bako. What's the sound quality won't pay. But better studio. What is our better studio no? Nipa na hade no kwate na ho ye nipa. At the end of the day, ye saneba for more. Ye be san be nya problem with studio na ye sisi no. Hefo na ehwe so. Omo hwe so ye. Maintenance. Ye wia ye say the maintenance asa to aban so. Inti ye problem na ye wo ye industry. Is it just going to be say na aban ma ye sika o na aban ye ni nyansa with policies. Talking about movie called digital platforms, you know, DSTV. And yet Nigerian government and to channels, you know. In Crawford to send me papa Socrate Safone and Brad no Mark ne omo shoot so na omo tenacity said no industry let's own it. And how did they own it? Nipa 2-3 normal boom normal to channel 2-3 near boom and found who saw what idea about movie. But yaton idea na mana yaton year man utimi yisika. Investors is what we want. And how do we really get this investors into our thing? So President Amaye Sika, President Bio Bebe Bia Yebone Chimo Mayisika. What do we really do? Obo Beji Sika. Also I can register one nafti. Into no way a musician and so kushia with instrument to be bo. Ayefe. Minim guitar bo. Babra. What the best guitarist but na anymore? Obo na your phone wa ba mete aka chene se wa phone. Me so me die na ya me voice na me de beto ni obebo no so no ye de bomu a ono so betena aka se chale won so wo ho. So don't make me feel say minim ni ameye. Everybody take money from the government and make us na ye wo industry no look to say ye Jimmy in omo no wo nyansa. Na mo nyansa mu no hefa na industry ne di yedu. Me talking about music. Obia oye good moves. Obia wajina ye use some of the examples. Aye individual artists are omankasa yere omo abom homodin. Intaya omo mfere se omo bobo sankrofo edin a sankrofo ye nkrofo a munnim se ne ba ye omo du ba bi omo du ye. Munnim ena emfa ho mpo se mo ne sa mmabuni betenase. No machira mo se ne omo so kwa ho omo ko hu nioma ene se ne omo ba omo implement ba mo ti hanu mo na some chale mi hu ne ekoso okro we mu and me kan ya no we only have people who know how to explain our problems. We don't have people to really fix it. And we can never fix our problem if we don't stop thinking about our stomach. Because Niami can we, you know, say favor or more, me nyansani. But Niami can in favor more dia, me yakwasia. I'm not talking as movie, what I'm talking as a musician.
Yeah. As an industry person.
As an industry. Our problem is not about building and your crown wagasi one dam, one factory. It make it too much sense. One district, one factory. It make it too much sense. But telling me, Sadabeng, one district, one studio. What artists or what kind of artists are you going to provide in the first place? Just because you think you have a studio. What artists are you going to provide? We don't even have better education for us to even understand. Say, in yom tuwa ye juma, yansha footballers are in tokwanoma kwama, and then no, ohieni husa neba ekita football boots mpwa onya reshim. Afena ya jum to for yansu ye abeko santo kwano Shatawale Stone Boy sakwa die medical name omo maka sankrofo ema hope sign ba obi to say Reggie Rockstone or Brafo. I always say this, some of our game ni serious dwene ene ho a nko no be busy tsese ne ye hu tsese ne a sakodi ye busy Stone Boy are busy and busy in the day. And yes, be almost collaboration. So, but I'm not wanting honor. I'm bidding for collaboration. Say, I was say when you say, I was say what the way to her, somebody way to her because I'm more Jenny. Right from there, plan to be anyhow. Ubia by a sort of penny yefunu. I feel a generation where feel say, there is a way. New term I better your industry. Ma, I feel musician be a bikaya split shit. I feel as education by a team. I don't see them even trying to educate us about all those things and how to make money digitally. But they are quick to tell us how or what our problem is. But to fix it, I'm saying the best thing about what you crow here, I will see a penny maybe no you be a funufi. Na ya say. So we need a funu we need it. Because we need it after journey na abejene.
I see.
Ana bra see a TV ase ni ase ni obi ape. Ana ebekọ so a. Unji ni say nka wo yire a waware no. Misumi hunu manage no ho amepe. Ati say minya.
Na nka ya exchange.
Ni ya exchange. Obi twi ni ka many boss wa me say minya we amepe. Na abem. But we are saying ye nya sa. But the only way for us to all win together we need an agenda. We don't. It's not our problem. Is not money. Our problem is not money. We need people who can really fix the problem and stop telling us how our problem is. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. This is what we are doing right here on Showbiz Agenda. Yeah, great talked about an agenda, and trust me, we have our agenda. Our agenda is Showbiz. That's why we call it Showbiz Agenda. I believe, sir, the system will be good if only we are all going to be good. And we are starting. We are putting it right. Obia shiny one a corner, and I believe with this, you better do, baby. Mr. Chelsea, make up a crazy
second. Mr. Gray Ekabibi, which is very important. Investors, and let me add a bit to it. It's in Penifoni Tiabomo. Who's in Penifoni to coin Essenya? Ministers, presidents, leaders, no more to coin Essenya. So, my humbly suggestion is say, Omukwa investors, Emra. What I say?
Omukono mushia.
Conversation. Sana ya no mutumi turn back. You cross say you pay investor ba. You ye contract. You pay say about money no. You pay dam. You pay bridges. Have a conversation about creative art. Partnership. Then.
And no so asem serious plan no wakan. But sometimes I want to nye ebi omumpo ne also mutu. Because ebia okwa your great digital adrena one onibi in fampo no oko. In today's the timer the institutions now they are to so munye creative art no. Some institutions no mumpe nipa bia omunso omuji omudi. Niakas ko America in Ghana our people are crying about distribution. Also yes ye mamu resources, exactly. Ye mamu power, ye mamu authority. Ko America ko Tidal. Sign na omoye no
ko iTunes
ko
YouTube
sign na omoye no mo nkona ne mkodi nkomo se wo de se omuntimi mpo ma ha collaboration ben na yen Ghana system ben se Ghana se after
exactly
enti se Tidal ne after for kamboma e den na mbetimi aye ama ene se ya grade ni nyuma en se so odwen Tidal ho so timi enya after nkwa den nyom ne to ha after for the bema Tidal for na ekwa adwuma na siu
no correct. So we study Stoneboy and Saka. Anytime we come they make sure they visit some of these platforms.
Connect back.
Once a Saka visit YouTube.
And we don't
visit this.
We don't expect everyone say Minister of Finance the back say Jumana
Amono should calm down. Listen to us. How can we get investors? And then because if be a president only after.
I think recently when Medical even traveled to America, he went to Audiomack.
Exactly. So this should be in a broader perspective, not just the individual. Because ebi asa kwa sabi okoma on kwa ebi ametikromo me up and coming artists. Me was say akako YouTube. Me dwino wan so steady a na Stoneboy ban. We say steps ben na odi say maya na otumi hia sa ankrofo ni nyina. Because ebi na Stone so on because maybe probably what I say ebi na on say obobi so be beating na say I mean obiako because apart from that, so Stone so brain also do Saka brain no do because government and a system na mo ano. This Stone fi say I mean my brain me do why should I worry about
even me awu can ya cry your team even just to verify your
Instagram.
Obi bi sawa Wonim na me nim.
Ya kasa go Mike.
Na me nim. Me wan obi bi ni try me say boss you for
verify your
Instagram. I'm so Charlie I won't do that thing I try but wonim amman for try me me quotation sika me ntua na yanya mami. Obi bi ni try me afi enra me ya de we ya me tua me say won kura your team. Won iTunes
my verification me dey on Instagram no the person charged me 3k. So your mommy. And I apply. I didn't change me.
You see,
I don't know.
Men show one city
cry a team no bra.
But come here.
No, I am.
No, me apply no. I didn't change me.
Me mumba me
3,000 mentia.
Million mile.
Ababa.
And the 3K one tia.
3K mentia.
Ya now so be jo ai.
Me. Oh, obi say me man 700. Obi say me man no.
O me di
1,000. Na me fact me like social media handles ni nyina ma ade ya me won ai. And bibi ni try me on say
verification is a small trick. And you need to get your name in the news. Go. Keke. Man call for because we say if you apply they will go online to Google sticker.
Yeah.
Sammy ban flex. So you have more stories about you. They will know that you are influential. It means yes.
Education. Free education.
No, anope makasa.
Your best say investors no say animal. Someone like Sadiq.
Great guy.
Sadiq is someone who almost for the fact say in this they should employ him because this guy has great knowledge when it comes to digital space or music.
Oh, thank you, Kobe Che. Thank you. Yeah, great. Chris, we na menye interview back when I say time ne be kosanya. Time ne kwani mother. It's one topic I want to do still. Mercy bit me I know.
Okay, so the whole thing is like na me person me kaso Chris afwa sem ne pa.
Oh yes, oh bit me aka. Say ye na interview ntino. Outcome no bit me di hunko.
Adea mentia say ne say the elections are over. But it seems so occurs on the campaign and all sincerely speaking, honestly. And then I feel say these people you almost say the creative art industry, you almost I feel they are not business oriented. Because if you are business oriented, you won't always be looking up to government and say almost can fire them. Then I would disconnect. So the whole thing is a Adia would this kind of no nipa na wo bisa this kind e was so returns na wo impactor e benya wo nipa so but at the end of the day nipa ni impact na or dream no hu say entimi nya impact on the people why then would I have to give you the money meaning so what the mention so I feel say and then the whole thing they say no you agree can the studio asem no kind sincerely speaking ade ba ko amate this year it make sense to me ba ko kra no Brass, I'm here.
Oh, I know.
No, seriously. That's me. May very sorry if
Mama Socrate Raho.
The whole thing is a young fan say a day on the machine. A space a bit my year fool. Anna minimudo. Ye nipa be 20. Ye ye nimudo. Be ochra do ya space na ye babedon a demuha. So how do you expect ye na say? Ye mama do dem ha ketekete ni enidi minims what the mention say amount for ye music music you know like they are not making money off it, they don't even know how to make money off the music they are making, and instead of so we put this system in place for them to make money from the music they are making, what was ANC studio na
me pacho na yes studio ni wi na mo ya ni wi de antimi nkyere mo ana
bras me bawo me
no say one after the other
kasara me pese me buta ne say into studio no ye ko record e be free ana asema na me pese me buta no say ye record e be free ana because
dabi obi sasa question hu hia mpo say be sasa sa abai na see hospital ba say hospital ye nkodi for free.
So the whole, what I'm trying to say is
the
reason why
me say studio so nyame ya do no mutimi e build ya entimi nye free sign
brasa me minim say enye free entin na me pese be busan because the whole thing is say what will make me go to the national studio instead of producer not let's say be producer me gini di say otimi ya menyo mame no what otimase no why will I leave him say me call national studio entin na me busa say ebeye free ana
say your private hospital or government hospital
brasa
and we be depending on babia o yare ni usika
brasa me me ba brasa me nim say o ma na musa na ko saito
Davi Sesiade.
What did them person? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So, Brasa, I feel say we have to find a medium. My some word on this platform say I was seeing a medium artist no media mekiska, because the whole thing is at the end of the day I was see a creative space Emma that young artist now or I was see a creative space ma ye bononyum. And yet from the streaming platform someone was see a bononyum, because Brasa me bononyum na nyum na de na metia ebe makwa ko search independent ye nyum. What is the but dia na be ma wa bononyum. What is the mention? So the whole thing they say a system near structures no, and I was making sure be putting in place, because sincerely speaking, me I feel say ye per se musicians, the younger ones. I'm not talking about the big ones. The younger ones ye per se omu making money. I was say ye making sure say gamro be yo majuma ye, but omu be yo majuma ye. I was so munya competition. Oh NPP ni NDC. Say NPP say bay. What went on through this election with the course no into don't be omunie maybe omuye ya omanye ni ye no ombe make sure say it won't happen again. But the whole thing they say yemfa they say NPP nkwa na political party of Ghana omu nkwa na die so or ye bone na woka won fa ho, because at the end of the day when him say won ti be free ho
eno mi hu video bi ya akwabo anwum mini ba bi akọ ene omde nana ahye ho nana esa mini ba bi akọ
one baby to say musical obi animu so yanka adane visa section
dabi enane sa nyampa dabi nyampa
timimbu body
meba
So Brasa, what I'm trying to say, Brasa, there was a young man here, Solomon. What say we develop a system. Or test it. They said omunu bi ba be ejuma on the Brasa obe cancer no mu deliver 3 months ago, say 6 months ago. Omuso mu obi obe ejuma no. Like they say 3 months or be can 9 months still. Obi am I. So me I feel say so Socrate bu person mu push here. Omum push agenda ne say ya bre gamro for mumma ye chance ni create a new royalties collective agency fofro no omum compete with gamro inti eno no it's up to you the act say opa obema gamro ajeje royalties amount opa obema the B company ajeje royalties amount. So like I feel said this is one thing I was here thinking about, and then the whole thing they say on say when Kobiche spoke about investment, you said something like, I was say, ye pay obia onim about the streaming service. And do you know why you said that? Your creative service, your creative arts, no, you're limited no, to the movies and then the music. That was why you said that. Because a situation where
not necessarily. Also say among compare investors. And I'm saying so compare investment. Na area na compare investment. Untiasia untimi ponko di
komo. But the whole thing is a brasa me. Compare investment aba obi oho or carve we kwa the say biaye no nice we kwa the say. So like say investment na me kopa aba no. Enye for the musician. What's the whole thing they say me creating avenue for the musician to make money or no se ne benyeska no abe talk adena me ma we like this person here you know. So at the end of the day what will happen they say e be se ye boaboa ye ho. And then another thing they say mimi hu ni say the people in the media not the media, the people in the creative art industry are more big, you know. I think say it's about time they come together. I feel that it's about time they come together. Now, ombe started. It's about time they come together. Now, ombe started something, because the whole thing. Also, we are talking about investment. What's the matter, Brasame? So, kuta 1 billion. Now, the one see the cry 1 billion beam. What's the matter? So the whole thing they say, mihuni say these people with names. Se sako date mikase yentua bama or like nana tuaso ema manfo timi tuaso like if follow that. It means say these people, if they are to introduce something, a service, a company, probability of Ghanaian, the average. Just imagine we said these 3 big artists because we only saw Momacha Ghana for Sako de Stoneboy Shatawali or Macha Ghana for. Because Obogana Nibia, Ubusagana Nibia, at least he likes one of these people. So just imagine, say, Sani Pami and Sawi, they've come together. I was saying, where pro bono. So they've come together. Say, we want to set up a service like a delivery service whereby you see the bois your fans no muniskano because fans are shatter or because most of the fans no air from the ghettos, so the delivery service by boy your fans no, but at the same time side delivery service no your fans now musumu woskano, you should patronize them, their services, send their beya or musubenya bibi, and then at the end of the day no woso na ye ma wadwuma no nim say ye ho ne ye boaboa meaning so what's the mention here. So at the end of the day, you as an artist, you have created job for somebody, and at the end of the day, you guys should be making money off it. So I think say omutimi back together to create something like this. It will be very good because the whole I called one of the big artists, the manager, to talk to him about this thing I'm talking about. Say like delivery service and. Obi or person will develop a delivery service via like app via for bikes, you know. They think about something more like Uber for motorbikes. So the whole thing is I called this person and then I told him, say, I have something, but what I have on a delivery service, a delivery service just like everyone has. It's more like a shipping company. And I heard they say your artist is also thinking about something like that, but I have a bigger plan than he has. So I'm looking for the opportunity to meet him. And your compulsory so I'm just sharing my idea with you. If you feel so I'm making sense, then we get to work together. What's the mention I say? This same thing I'm talking to you about, big artist me, you know, because who a manager, and he was like, drafted proposal, they are ready. But where's my friend the manager and he's telling me so you're planning cross here but by the end of the month today like up till now it's not happening. What did they mention I say? But the whole thing they say what I was thinking about what I'm planning to is something at the end of the day is and yet just delivery. It's something to end the local fraud. So what order BB is something different from what you ordered. And it wasn't like I wanted money from this thing because I'm working on a lot of things. I mean, when say if I get credit from some things, it be push the things I'm working on to work. So I just wanted to dash it out to the person. Best on the manager nanti I say.
I'm closing, but let me say hello to one of my good friends who is also a great force in the NDC party. He was in the campaign and he was actually influential. He made sure that when it comes to the creative arts industry and their policies, the man preached and preached well. His name is Abdullah Sadiq. Big man, good morning.
Good morning, Sammy. How are you?
Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
I believe for the past months you were so busy you were not even ready to talk about 3 music awards.
we're ready to. We've been working on 3 music awards. Just that I think that there was something that was holding us.
Yeah.
So and that's why we having. It wasn't because of the campaign. It wasn't because of the campaign. There's something else about the 3 music in general. That there's something big coming with 3 music in general, for which reason we haven't seen us start to work on 3 music award like in terms of the timelines like we do. By now you know that by now every year the board should have done the review. We should have started meetings.
I know, but we were even scared. We were even scared to ask you about 3 music awards. We were scared.
No, we had it in mind. Actually, I've been running the politics, and then I've also been working. So a number of few things. Obviously, 3 music is becoming a channel. By the end of this year, it should go up. I'm sure I put up pictures of the studio and the offices from not too far ago.
Yeah.
And I'm also working I'm also working to introduce one of the big music. What's it called? The music streaming platforms. Probably even the biggest in January. After Boomplay, we brought Music Time. There's another one coming. So we've been doing work in the background. And also doing the politics somehow. Yeah, but that's the channel conversation is partly the reason why we haven't really kickstarted activities for 3 music awards yet. But all of that is coming to full circle now, and so the few announcements will come in no time.
So let's wrap up with your involvement in politics and with NDC. What is really the bigger agenda for you and the NDC as Sadiq?
For me, it's always been about enabling industry.
I think I've been very passionate about industry. I've also been in politics for a while. I've got a very diverse background. I mean, from communications, a bit of law, and business. So in politics, and I've also been nurturing a particular constituency. But until recently, in my party, I was not like a creative arts oriented person. I was mainly comm strategy, campaign, and all of those things. But coming up into this particular election, it became so clear that I had lots of passion, and I've always sought to work to enable industry. And so when I realized that, because when you look at me, even in politics, regardless of whatever I do, when you think about Sadiq, the biggest idea you have is that he works in the entertainment industry. He works in the creative industry, regardless of anything I do on the side. So then the question will be asked that if you end up even in politics, the point will be, where are you representing? Which constituency are you representing? It would always be the entertainment or creative arts industry. And then also realizing that political parties or the government in government haven't really had a very brilliant or proper approach to enabling the industry. I thought that why not bring my party's mindset or my presidential mindset to these things? So together with myself and Corexoma, Ulai and Co, we commissioned the research and gathered feedback, and we created a 78-page presentation which we presented to our presidential candidate and the team. And then when we did, some of the insight and everything blew them away. They're like, what? Because the bottom line of it was that we made the argument that if you're looking to create this much needed job, now look at the numbers of employment that creative industry could create for you. And they reminded them of some facts, like for instance, the Fashion and Dressmakers Association of Ghana has over 50,000 members. We reminded them that from the National Education Authority, those that are coming from the creative industry alone are hitting to about 1 million. And so it has a tendency. So we showed them the characteristics of the creative industry across the world. We made certain connections to them. Like for instance, if Shelifin Manso produced a single movie in a year, and if you're going to avail chief credit to her and she could produce 3 or 4 movies in a year, it means that the camera operator that she was going to hire for 1 movie in a year, she could hire him for 4 or 5 times in a year. We made all these connections. So we connected the arts, and it provided a whole connections to policy engagement, overarching laws, regulations, infrastructure. So we divided it into parts, like infrastructure, policy, or laws, and direct investment. And we looked at other good practices across the world. So when he blew them away, then we got in touch with the manifesto committee, and then we started to work with what would be ideal and realistic to be able to achieve on the basis of what is existing. Then we began to put out the plans, and after we began to put out the plans, after we're done, I didn't even know that they were going to appoint us to express our presidential candidates and the party's commitment. For the first time, they decided to have spokespersons for the arts, just to be able to express that particular commitment. And it was a surprise to me because I never saw it. Even though we did all this work in the background, I never saw it coming. So when he came, then I said, well, I mean, once we did this particular work, it's important to use it and advocate it, and then moving on the campaign trail trying to sell the message.
Wow.
All this while.
I think that sounds so sweet. And as a matter of fact, it is our prayer that maybe the other government or the other team will even see it, and maybe they will come to you and you guys will start working together. Now, still talking about you and politics. Now that you have a brilliant idea like this, are you ready to maybe outsource it to the opponent, your people in the NPP, the Makokraku Mantes and the Socrate Safo? Are you ready to outsource some of these brilliant ideas to them for the growth and the benefit of our industry?
Yes, why not? I mean, it's for the benefit of industry. If they are, I know our party has taken a position on the results anyway, but regardless, until there's any contrary judgment, they are still in power. And if I'm a true industry person is looking to enable industry, giving them the ideas or directing them or probably providing that alternative facts and figures to enable them to plan. Why not? Look, recently, Frankie 5. Yeah. Ordinarily, Frankie 5 had not put it out already. I wouldn't have said it. He was going to do, I think, represent government in a conversation. And then he reached out and said that there were certain things that I've said that resonated with him. He needs sources of it. I provided him a number of presentations, a number of things that helped him to be able to shape up the conversation, which eventually whatever. He put it out and said, he was going to thank me. But that's the spirit. Again, when Socrate, when they put the Creative Arts Bill in Parliament, there was a feedback from the Cultural Forum regarding how they were going to go about it. And we took it on, and we're going to take it up, even with our members of Parliament, right? And then Socrate reached out and said, I mean, I had about myself, Socrate, Mark, we had about close to about 45 minutes conversation on you guys. We all need to back down on the politicking. There are I pointed out some few flaws with the particular bill for them, which needs to be looked at very well. And these are things that Culture Forum has also raised. And then on the basis of that, we all agreed that, look, you know what? Enacting laws takes a longer time. So we came to a conclusion that let's find a way to pass it. When we pass it, amendments are easier to take. Of course, I was mindful of the fact that it was a campaign season. We could have easily gone ahead to politic with it, make a lot of noise about it. But it was for industry. And so we thought about it and said, okay, you know what? In the spirit of industry, even if you were going to politically leverage it, let's find a way to see if this thing can be passed so that we can pursue the necessary amendment, whether if we win or you win. So it's this. I've always had that spirit. We've always had that spirit. I mean, if we didn't have that spirit, we're not going to bring play to the market. For instance, it was a whole quest to say, let's enable industry. After Boom Play, we brought Music Time. I mean, Music Time is also operating in the country. After that, myself and my team as well, we're trying to bring in this particular big music distributor, streaming platform in Ghana. Again, 3 Music is launching as well. Beyond 3 Music, we're looking to see how in 6 months after we launch the digital free-to-air, we'll go on some of the international plans like DSTV. This is investment that we decided to do, of course, for the business, but most importantly as well is also for the love of industry. So why not? If giving them ideas would enable the industry and create an enabling environment for all of us to thrive, we're willing to do.
Nice one. Now, Jata tells me that we're going to have a part 2 of our conversation because of our time. Let me ask the very last question. And this time around, let's talk about our business. That is our business of 3 Music Awards. So does it mean the launch of 3 Music Awards is going to be early this year, or we have to wait for the television platform to be up and running before we can talk about 3 Music Awards? Finally on this, and we can run away.
No, actually, the 3 Music Awards, the work, before we meet the board, internally we do some work. So we've put together a report of last year. Again, you recognize that if you reach out to a lot of the talent, we've not distributed the statutes yet to them, even though it's here. Right? For a lot of them haven't received it yet. So one of the things that we're looking to do again is that we wanted to give them the plaques to coincide with the test transmission of the channel and the opening of the office at Bilingbe. Okay. Right? So that it will serve as a marketing opportunity for us for going into the next event. Then obviously from there, ourselves and the board will move on. But we haven't put all this out because we need a certain direction with the board. We've always gone to our board for directions before you do all these things. So we need to share the new plan and inform the board. A few of the board members know about the development that is delaying us. But most likely, the only thing that may change, pending, unless the board whips us into line, we're going to propose to the board. From our point, we'll propose to the board to push 3 Music Awards from, say, March to April. That if the channel test transmission starts before the year ends, obviously a number of the activities that we're supposed to do in December will move into January. But I'm confident that the launch would hit probably end of January or February, and we can look towards April. But a lot of these plans are not confirmed because, like I said, we have to put all of this together. We have to speak to the board. Our board review sessions must happen. We don't know. We are not certain yet on whether we'll do it this year or do it early in January, so that we can get the board's direction and approval for all our plans before we can begin executing them.
All right. Thank you so much, Sadiq, for talking to us. Next week, we are surely going to do the part 2 of the interview so we can talk about other pertinent issues in our industry. 3 Music Awards.